All right, what's up, everybody? I'm P. That's C. We're the Dweebs. And C, I got a good question for you. We're doing start
Okay.
one, bench one, cut one.
Oh goodness.
You know how this works?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Uh, so start one, bench one, cut one. We got The Boys, Amazon Prime show.
So good.
We got Rick and Morty,
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be so tough.
and we got Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god.
You got to start one, you got to bench one, you got to cut one.
Oh my goodness. Okay, off the top of my head, I gotta start Dragon Ball Z because that's
You got to start it.
I gotta start Dragon Ball Z, even though it may not be as great a show as some of the rest of them. It has so many iconic moments and so many good characters, and it's just such a big part of my childhood that I can't really cut it
Yeah.
or even bench it. Feels like that would be disrespectful. So
Okay.
I'll start Dragon Ball Z, and then bench or cut Rick and Morty and the Boys. Oh man, the Boys is such a fresh show. Me and Preston just watched that together not too long ago.
Waiting for season 4 to drop.
Yeah, and Rick and Morty has a special place in my heart. Just when it's one of those shows that you can kind of just turn on after work and just relax and not really have to like
Can always
get
eat to
involved
it.
in a story. Yeah, eat too. Just each episode has its own plot going on. So and it does such a good job. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut Rick and Morty, and I'll probably bench the Boys because
Really?
the Boys is so good, man. I really can't. I don't think I can get rid of it. Uh,
But you love Rick and Morty.
I do love Rick and Morty, and it breaks my heart. It'd be better if maybe Rick and Morty had like an ending, or just I felt like it was gonna be continued.
Just like
But
a casual show.
yeah, it's more casual. The story in The Boys is so good, even though,
Blackmail, blackmail,
but
blackmail.
yeah, even though there's an issue where they tend to just blackmail everybody in that show. Um,
If you haven't seen The Boys though, it's definitely rated R, but it's great. Just imagine like a rated R superhero corruption comedy. It's hilarious. It
yeah,
honestly has it all. It piques your interest and it captures your interest from the first
yeah,
episode.
easily top three villains in any show or movie I've ever seen. Homelander is great. He's
Yeah,
probably the best person on screen every time you're
he's a
watching the show.
he's a great character. Yo.
You just love him, or not? You don't love him.
No, you definitely don't love him.
Maybe love to hate him, but he's so funny. For some reason, he's just hilarious
Yeah,
in a bad way, in like a dark humor type of way.
true.
Um. All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Connor. That's Preston. Preston, what are we getting to today?
So we're gonna go through a couple topics, but I want to start out with it's still pretty fresh. I'm sure the whole world was talking about it for a while, but uh, the rematch between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira, uh, crazy, crazy fight. That was they had met twice in kickboxing, once in the UFC, and then this
Yes.
was the rematch. This was for Izzy to get the belt back. But uh, yeah, give me your first thoughts on it. What you thought about the fight? How it made you feel? What was going through your head going through that fight?
Well, Israel Adesanya is definitely my top fighter, number one for
Yep.
sure. I've always liked his style bender. I've always liked his entrances. He's real big into anime and stuff, so I've always connected with him on that. Just he's so entertaining to watch.
Of course.
Um, but I really hadn't been watching too much UFC since I think literally their last fight. I don't think I'd watched very much in between.
I think that was the last fight you had seen, right? Was their first one?
Probably, yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of felt I honestly lost my interest in UFC. So when this fight was coming up, he hyped it up for me. He was talking about just like how serious this fight was, and you watched their like weigh-ins and stuff, and kind of got me in the mood to
Yeah.
watch it again. I'm like, oh wow, this could be legit. But there's always that chance you watch these fights or you pay to watch these fights, and then it ends up being like a 5 round nothing decision, and it's so boring.
Adesanya's had a couple of those too.
Yeah, he does.
Adesanya versus Romero. That was
Yeah.
that was tough to watch.
Well, there was two. He had two of them.
He's had a couple. I mean, his with
The
Jared Cannonier wasn't that great to
who's
me.
Romero is the guy who like sticks his tongue out a lot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Who's like the
Oh,
Hispanic guy?
Paulo Costa. That was a
Paulo
great.
Costa.
That was a great fight
There
though,
was just a lot of leg kicks. I don't remember anything
bro. But
happening.
he leg kicked him and then like beat started to land his punches.
That
And
went
then
to a decision,
No,
right?
he finished him like
Really?
second round. He TKO'd him.
Oh,
No, that was a great fight actually.
Oh,
That was a beatdown.
yeah. Maybe I forgot about that one
Yeah.
then. But yeah, this fight obviously was not that. For those of you who don't know, it ends with one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen. Just it mostly because it looks like he's getting beat, so it just was
Hmm.
hard to watch. I was worried. Obviously, I was rooting for him, so I'm like, oh my goodness, not again. Like he's about to be 4-0 against this guy, or 0 and
Oh, and
4
four, yeah,
against him,
yeah.
and then out of nowhere he throws a right hook, throws another right hook, and then hammer fist, and it's over. And it's just like before you
Hammer
know
fist from the gods.
it. And then, bro, he freaking emotes with a bow and arrow, and we lost our minds because it was just out of nowhere. You felt like you were worried about him 1 second, and then the next second you're like, oh,
Yeah,
fight's over.
yeah. I think I definitely had confidence he could win the fight and stuff, but definitely, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Watching it, like when Pereira starts landing the leg kicks, just like he did the last fights and stuff, like it felt like Izzy was like it felt like the same story, and I was definitely concerned that he couldn't take it. Pereira's just that he's so big for that weight class. Like they're both 185, but dude, he looked like when they're after the weigh-ins and stuff when they get to replenish themselves, like he looks massive compared to Izzy.
Yeah.
So I was just worried. It just felt like every time he touched Izzy, like it was backing him up. And but yeah, and then for it to finish like that was crazy. We blew the roof off of our apartment, like
Yeah,
straight
our
up.
neighbors did not like us. We were
Yeah,
going crazy.
absolutely, like literally screaming to the top of our lungs because like it was just so unexpected. Same thing for me. I've watched so many UFC fights, and you don't get those moments that
No,
often,
not
dude.
at
Like
all. No.
that was crazy how he caught him in. But what's really crazy is I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember from the first fight when in like the very I think it was in literally the first round, Izzy catches him the same type of way, catches him and
Mm.
almost knocked him out,
And then
and then he goes back to his corner.
the bell rings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bell rings. It literally like if you watch those because I've seen Izzy post on his story like you can see the clips like side by side.
And they look the same.
They look almost identical, other than he's not like all the way backed up against the cage like
Yeah.
the in the first fight. He's more, but he's still like kind of playing possum, hands up, and then Pereira's getting confident and kind of starting to drop his guard and catch him, and then bro, he hit him with that right hand. That was insane. But
Yeah.
did you know this too? I bet you didn't know this, so we'll
No.
get your reaction to this. So in kickboxing, when Pereira knocked out Izzy,
Oh, I may have
his
known
kid,
this. Yes.
yeah, his kid like drops down and like plays dead, and then
that's why Izzy.
Izzy like walks over to him, points at him, and then does that. What do you think about that?
I love it. I mean, the kid kind of. I mean, some people may be like, "Oh my
But he
god,
was
you're beefing with a."
he was 5 years old at the time when he did that, and he's like 9 or 10 years old now.
Yeah, but his, I remember I saw Izzy talking about that, and he was like, "If your dad doesn't beat you, I'll do it," or something. During that, talking about
And you
how he
think that?
felt
I
at
don't
that
know.
time.
I think that's kind of weird.
I think it's a little petty, but at the same time, the kid's acting that way, going in the ring and dropping dead next to like somebody. I mean,
After you get not like actually knocked out,
after
bro,
you get
and you're
knocked
fighting
out,
for your
like,
life in there.
yeah, and his dad's raising him that way, So at some point, I'm not against it. You talk you talk the talk, you're gonna get talked back to.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him. I mean, will that traumatize the kid? Maybe.
Dude, that was crazy. Izzy doesn't forget anything. He is the
No.
pettiest dude ever, and
Yeah.
but I am here for it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious, dude. But
I
the
wish,
bow and arrow celebration afterwards, 3 times, boom, 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 and I saw like someone tweeted at him it was like 3 times for all 3 losses he took to Pereira,
Oh
and
wow.
Izzy was like, I didn't even think about it like that. He's like, but my soul knew, and that's why I did it,
Oh my.
bro.
Yeah.
He's about it.
Yeah. One of the best Izzy moments ever is when he writes in the death note right before
He beats Robert Whitaker and
Robert
gets the
Whitaker.
title.
Yeah, and that was one of the first fights me and you ever watched together. And
Yeah.
that was crazy. That was what made me immediately was like, oh, this dude's my
Yeah.
favorite. And
Yeah, when
no
Izzy-
one even compares.
Right, when Izzy won the title, like before he fought Robert Whitaker, he like pulled a book out and he was literally like imitating Death Note. He acts like he writes Robert Whitaker's name in it, and then stuffs it back in his pocket, and then literally goes out and 2 rounds later just hits. Dude, that KO too was crazy.
Yeah.
Remember how he leaned back and caught him with that left hook? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And for those of you who don't know, should be pretty obvious from the name Death Note. If you write someone's name in it, they die. Like
It's
somehow
and it's
they
from
die.
an anime. So
Yeah.
again, just we're the dweebs. So of course, if a guy's like sporting anime and he's called the Style Bender, it's just like
There's
from
also like
Avatar.
I think isn't it with Anderson Silva where they recreate this.
Oh yeah, well they didn't do it intentionally; it just happened. But he like does this, and then Anderson Silva stands like this, and it looks just like Gara versus Rock Lee,
Yes.
which is again like a Naruto thing. So yeah, I mean but that's Izzy. Like he brings that out of people. He makes things look like that, and it
Yeah.
just I love it. And
Art
honestly,
imitates
dude,
life pretty
yeah,
much.
and honestly, like the Pereira and
Other way.
Adesanya stuff, it seemed like I think I was saying that right before. I literally felt like we were about to watch an anime fight.
Yeah,
Like
you kept
it
saying
had
that.
that
Yeah.
vibe to me, bro. Like the way like it was being portrayed and how they were like seeing and just do Pereira like when he walks out and he does that. You know how like we watched his walkouts probably maybe your first time like seeing it or like
Yeah.
remembering, but he walks out with his hands up like this and then he
Yeah.
literally pulls the arrow and then like and
Yeah.
does that
Yeah,
and then
of
he keeps
course.
walking. It's just like his like tribal music, dude. That
What
is.
song doesn't Izzy come out to
And
somebody? Oh,
Izzy came out to Headstrong by
but
Trapped, dude. That
yes.
was lit,
Oh yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah, that was great.
that was sick.
And then afterwards he shoots the bow, he breaks it, which is just
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, everything about that was awesome.
And
Um
he's so clean with everything. Like with his celebration, it's like he
like
has
no
to have it
one,
a bit scripted. You know what I mean?
of
Like he's like
course,
in the back, but I mean, he's in the
to
back.
script you winning
Yeah, like
is
your winning
wild.
celebration, but then again, I mean, you're manifesting you're gonna win if you're already thinking about
Yeah.
your celebration.
I mean,
So.
but like some stuff he does that shouldn't be clean ends up being clean, like when he's doing the dances and he has like background dancers when he's coming out.
Dude, that was
And
crazy.
it just ends up being awesome.
I
Everyone
know.
ends up loving it. But if someone else did that, we may be like, dude, are you serious?
I remember, yeah, when Izzy came out, that's when that's the same thing when he beat Robert Whitaker and got the title for the first time. But like, he came out and was like doing the dances. And I remember at first I was like, yo, I don't know how I feel about this. But then he's like literally killing it. It's like a backflip. And then he goes in and
Yeah.
does the death. I was like, dude, he like made that so cool. If anyone
Yeah.
else does that, like, just imagine certain fighters coming out. Like,
Of course.
imagine if Nate Diaz came out and started like dancing.
We'd be like, dude, this dude's been hit way too many times.
Punch drunk.
Which he really has.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a oh yeah.
He's fighting Jake Paul.
Oh god. I really don't see that going well for him, if I'm
You said
being
you think
honest.
Jake Paul's winning that
I
one.
think Jake Paul wins that fight, but that's just
I kind of do too.
I don't I mean, they're boxing. Nate
But
Diaz
Nate Diaz is a hell of a boxer. He's a really good boxer,
he
bro.
maybe at one time.
Yeah.
Dude, we watched him versus
Tony Ferguson.
Oh,
Dude, that was
God.
the worst thing I've ever watched. That was like a literal
it was
joke.
literally like two
You
elderly
remember
people.
when he just started like walking away from Tony Ferguson? Like Nate Diaz literally started like walking away from Tony Ferguson like he was gonna walk out of the octagon.
I don't, dude. That fight was like, I was like, dude, what's going on? I said that like the
Dude,
whole
just
fight.
imagine Nate Diaz was supposed to fight Hamzat Chimaev that fight.
Oh
He
god,
would have got buried.
he would have
a
actually been
lot.
killed.
Yeah, he could have actually died that night.
My goodness.
All right, well, let's move
Yeah.
on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Enough about the UFC. We also saw, when was this we saw it? We saw Super Mario Bros.
Well, this was Thursday. Like
Thursday,
last
so
Thursday.
not okay, so like a couple days ago, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we saw Super Mario Bros. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about the movie, what we thought. You want to kick it off? Talk about what you thought of it.
I guess
We'll try not to spoil anything for you guys, but
yeah. And by the time this comes out, we should already have a video of us like actually going in depth reviewing this movie.
yeah, we want to do some in-depth movie reviews, and it's just the most recent movie we've seen. So we were gonna break that down, but we figured we'd talk about it here too, just for a second. So
So just start with my rating of it. I'd say probably in the range of like 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I loved it. It was great. Only reason it's not higher is because just in my mind, to be a 10 out of 10, I gotta be like No Way Home or like Avengers Infinity War. I gotta be like, wow.
kind of like what you were saying about Rick and Morty. Like it just doesn't have. No, I mean for real.
Oh.
Like it doesn't have like the overlying like plot line and stuff. You know what I mean? It doesn't have like the drama that like the boys has. So that's why you cut Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
What like, kind of joke did you think I was making?
I didn't know. It just sounds like you were setting something up. But yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, it was a kids movie, but it was
Wendy's.
My goodness. So one of the best things about the movie, if you played Nintendo growing up, which we did, our whole family like spent time playing like Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Mario Party, you are gonna be just in a world of nostalgia. Like you are gonna love it. The music. One thing I didn't even remember, and I don't know if you like noticed it during the movie, but like Luigi's phone, his ringtone is the GameCube intro.
Was it really?
Or whatever.
No way.
Yeah, which I didn't pick up, but like
no way.
just little stuff like that scattered throughout the whole movie. It's just great. And I'm not even the biggest like nerd into that universe, but I still got a lot of the references. The storyline is actually a lot better than you'd expect. Just with him going to like save his brother. Of course, we're brothers, so it definitely hit on a different level right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
and then just like them like one thing that was cool is that they're in the real world as plumbers, and then they go to the Mario world, which I just for some reason I didn't connect. That's how it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Princess Peach was a great character. I liked her a lot. She was actually better than I was expecting, just for some reason. And
Mhm.
then obviously Jack Black as Bowser was great. I've been annoying him by singing the song
Extremely annoying. He's just
all the
singing
time.
peaches, 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 like literally, I hear him in the bathroom, like in the shower, singing peaches. I'm like, yo,
It's so good. But of course, I love it because I'm also a fan of Tenacious D, which is a really rated R movie from back in the day
with Jack Black
with
and
Jack
stuff,
Black in it, and he's like a rock star in the movie.
and
But
School of Rock too.
yeah, so just obviously I'm already a big fan of him. So to hear him singing again, but as Bowser, it just
Hmm.
worked so well.
Remember, like I like the part where they're like, it's like I think it might be when they first introduce him or something. I don't know, but like it shows all the Koopas and they're like it's like a rock concert and he's like up top just like
Yeah,
headbanging to it and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that reminded me of Jack Black.
Of
Like I could
course.
literally see that Bowser. And I was like, dude, that's Jack Black sitting up there, but
Yeah,
Bowser.
he embodied the character. A lot of people like said he embodied the character a lot more than um like Chris Pratt as Mario or like
So
Seth Rogen as DK. I don't want to go into too much detail.
yeah,
What did you think?
yeah. No, crazy enough, I guess I saw people giving it bad reviews or something like that. But I mean, I had told him like he had invited me a couple of days before, like pretty much like on opening night to go see it, and like I ended up not, I just wasn't that interested to go, so we didn't go, and then we went later. And I like I said, I just wasn't that excited for it, and I had a feeling it wasn't going to be that great. And I absolutely like loved it. I had the best time watching. I would also give it like a 9 out of 10, just because like for what it is, like an animated like funny,
Kids movie
kids
almost.
movie. Yeah, it was good, super entertaining. So yeah, I would give it like a 9 out of 10. Like I said, the storyline is really good. The characters are funny. I think they all did a great job. It was weird to me though, like the voice acting. That's the one thing that like kind of threw me off. And what I mean by that is like not to spoil anything, but in the beginning they do this commercial, Mario and Luigi for their plumbing company, and they put on the accents. They're like, "Oh, it's a me, Mario." They're doing the full accents and stuff like that, and then they come out of the commercial and they go like to the real world or whatever, and then they're
Hmm.
not. They're like their voices sound like almost completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it doesn't really sound that much like Mario or Luigi. And I don't know why they didn't like do more of the accent the whole time.
for
Like you said,
sure.
it seemed like they didn't buy into the characters that much, but like the nostalgia aspect of things, like yeah, there's so much like throwbacks and callbacks to like Mario Kart and things like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking
of
about.
course.
So yeah, I loved it. I had a great time watching it. Good experience, funny movie, and yeah, we were at Studio Movie Grill,
Yeah,
so we were like eating some good food while we were watching it. And like yeah, I had like a great time to be honest.
yeah,
So
and a lot funnier than I was expecting. Like usually
true.
with kids movies, the jokes just don't usually hit the same.
Yeah,
But some of the stuff was just so funny.
yeah, it was hilarious. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Like there was like one of my favorite moments. And again, I've it's been all over my TikTok. Half the reason I'm probably singing the Bowser song all the time. It's because it's just everywhere right now. But one of my favorite things is there's a scene when like Peach and Mario are about to go on the adventure to get Luigi, and they're like, "Wait, who's next to you?" She's like, "He's not important," and they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I do remember.
It's just so funny. But yeah, good movie. Great animation too. I didn't get
Hmm.
into that, but like I love
Oh
the
yeah,
animation.
the animation looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Um.
there's potential. I think we were probably gonna talk about this too. They were gonna do
Mhm.
like Connor's one who told me this, but they might do like a Nintendo verse where they like
Yeah,
do other things, like maybe like Kirby and Star Fox. Who knows? I mean, that I don't think that's been
I
speculated
would.
yet, but that would be sick, especially if it has that same type of animation and stuff. Like they
Yeah.
could do something really cool
Which
with it.
they did. Again, we'll get more into detail probably if you want to go check out that review. But like they had an ending clip with Yoshi's egg
Mm,
hatching, which is obviously them leading to like a Yoshi movie or something like that.
yeah,
But people also hinted that King Boo is in it, so Luigi's Mansion may end up being its own movie.
mm,
Um, just stuff like that. I don't know if they're gonna go that route, but I'm for it if they do.
true.
But yeah, good movie.
Cool. And
Yeah.
while we were watching that movie, actually, we saw uh, two different trailers, which I'm sure
Oh
we had
yeah.
seen at some point.
Yep.
Just a heads up, or just a little insight into who Connor is. He absolutely despises trailers, and I don't blame him because especially nowadays, like if you for Ant Man, for example, you could have literally picked out the entire plot line and knew everything that happened in Ant Man. just based on the trailer.
Mhm.
So yeah, he hates the trailers. He tries to avoid them because he doesn't want to spoil the movies for himself, which neither do I. But it happens.
It,
But you still, no matter what you do, you can't
it's just
always
gotten
avoid it
so
all.
much worse over time.
Yeah,
Like back in the day, it didn't like. I just wish they didn't. I wish they didn't reveal as much because then I could watch it and be excited for the movie. But now I can't watch it because it feels like when I go in the movie, I'm like, I know so much
yeah.
about what's gonna
And I don't
happen.
know why they do it to himself. I feel like they
And
do.
not to mention, people on YouTube now like can analyze these trailers and like pretty much predict the whole plot of the movie and
Yeah.
like, and then you don't even have to really go see it. But like,
Hmm.
yeah, like one of my biggest like pet peeves with Multiverse of Madness is I wish they didn't show that the Illuminati were gonna be there.
Yeah, I don't know why they showed that in the
Like that's
trailer.
such a that would have been such a cool moment. Like the fact that you heard Charles Xavier's voice.
Mhm.
Like imagine if we just saw him on the screen for the first time. Like you would
Yeah,
have
I
been
agree.
mind blown. Half the reason No Way Home was so good is because in the trailer they did a good job hiding stuff.
Yeah,
Like not the best job. People still figured stuff out.
yeah.
But imagine if they just threw that reveal in there and it would have literally ruined the experience.
Yeah.
Not ruined it, but would
And
have
it's
been a,
not like people aren't gonna see it. I don't even get the point. Like they're trying to build up the hype for it, but bro, people are gonna go see it.
especially Marvel.
Yeah, and you can show certain. Yeah, exactly. Especially Marvel. Like it'd be different if it was some like third rate, like
Like you don't know
random movie.
anything about
Yeah,
what's
so
gonna
they have to like
happen.
show some stuff to like get you to go. But
Hmm.
everyone's gonna go to see that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but yeah, two of the trailers that were on, were Guardians. It was Guardians 3, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then Across the Spider Verse. So let's talk about Across the Spider Verse first.
Okay.
Connor loves Into the Spider Verse. I've
Yeah.
actually only seen it the one time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was amazing. I remember I watched it all by myself
Yeah.
in Donna French's basement, like completely random by myself. But I
The-
remember it was great, but I don't remember too much about it.
so, I mean, I can go through the plot of it a little bit because I've seen it a little more than you, which I
Yeah,
really recommend watching again because I think
definitely will have to,
you'll like.
especially now that this one's coming out.
Yeah, it's so good. The animation's great. I think besides No Way Home, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie just because again, it's animated, so it's hard to compare to live action. But for an animated film, it does. It's my favorite animated film probably of all time. It
Mm,
does such a good job. It's about Miles Morales. He's like obviously gets like bitten by like a radioactive spider, same as everyone else. But like a Peter Parker gets sent to that universe, and
yeah,
just the comedy of it is so good. I'm trying to remember the plot of it. It's pretty much him trying to get these um different Spider-Mans like back to their own universe. And it's
it's kind of
so
ironic because that's kind of how No Way Home was. But he was trying to
yeah,
get he was more trying to get the villains
the
back to him.
villains back. But it's so similar. And trying to I mean the music's good. Miles Morales just does a
The
good
music
job
was
and
insane.
yeah,
That the What's the main song from Post Malone?
Sunflower.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't want to sing it.
I couldn't. I don't remember the lyrics.
You're a sunflower.
And then yeah, I mean tons of good songs. Scared of the Dark,
Oh yeah, song
Hide
bangs.
by Juice World, which I love Juice World.
Yeah.
Just overall a really good movie. I remember one of my favorite moments in the movie, which I don't know how well you remember like
Hmm.
this part, but pretty much they're like all there's a bunch of Spider-Mans there and they're like, "No, you're not ready. Miles, you're not ready to do it." And he's like tied up and like his dad's like knocking on the door trying to apologize and he pretty much just that moment of him like accepting being Spider-Man and then jumping out the window and like taking the leap of faith, finally jumping and like catching himself
Mm.
is just unmatched. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
The music setting up for it and then him going there and fighting Kingpin and
When you can get an animated movie and it can make you feel those type of emotions, bro, that's different because
yeah.
that's not easy to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, that's sweet. And I
But
remember it was like amazing.
yeah, and I need to rewatch it so I can go into more detail, but Across to the Spider-Verse I think is probably going to be my favorite movie this whole year. I
Yeah.
can't wait. I think again, like he said, I've limited myself seeing the trailer, so I don't remember too much of like what the plot of this one's gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously they're bringing a lot more Spider-Mans in. You got there's gonna be like a Spider-Man villain. It looks like from
Yeah.
what we saw.
Yeah.
Maybe you have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I've
Maybe you
seen
can
it.
give more
Yeah, I
insight
mean,
to it.
in the trailer, it looks like, yeah, it's just, like I said, they go to some kind of like, almost like, universe between universes where all these Spider-Mans, like, are like together, and maybe they
Mm-hmm.
can go, like, like I said, like I don't even know how to explain it, but just like a place in between where they travel to the different universes, almost like a hub, like a Spider-Man hub. And there's one specific Spider-Man. It's like a bigger one. He looks like swole, but he looks like a beast.
Yeah.
Dude, the animation looks crazy. But yeah, he looks like he's like gonna be the main villain. But who knows what's happening? But obviously he's doing something. But honestly, even in that trailer,
Ooh.
I think they do a good job of like even that. Like
You don't really know what's gonna
you
happen.
have no idea what the plot's gonna be, other than this. Obviously, one of these Spider-Man is gonna be corrupt, but and
Yeah.
even like they were already showing some of the jokes and stuff. It's gonna be like hilarious. The animation, like I said, the animation to see that one in movie theaters too, I can only imagine would be
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, because I didn't see that in
Yeah,
movie
can you
theaters.
imagine though? Because I
Yeah.
remember it was sweet even watching it at home.
And they reference in the trailer, you see them reference, which people have already been like speculating about it, is they reference our Peter Parker, Tom Holland.
Oh, they reference like Earth 919, right?
Yeah, or 2099. They're like Doctor Strange and that one kid or something like
Yeah,
that.
they do.
So they're referencing us, which is weird because everyone only thought we were Earth 616,
Right.
which I don't know why they thought that. Other than in Far From Home, again, you probably don't remember this either. I know you've only seen that once.
I've seen
Mysterio,
it more than once.
Mysterio talk when he's like lying about coming to different like
Universes and stuff.
coming from a
Yeah.
different universe. When he makes that up, he says this is Earth 616, which I don't know if there's. I'm sure there's other logic behind why they said that
Right.
because I'm sure there's an Earth 616 in comics,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we never knew. So
Well, Earth
now,
616 is like the main timeline in the comics.
yeah, which maybe that's not us because, or maybe they're not referencing us, but it just seems
Yeah,
like everyone is so confident that they are.
yeah,
Um,
that's true. I don't know.
yeah, who knows?
But
One thing I did think of, and I can't remember the name. There was this video game called like Spider-Man, like Web of Shadows
yeah, I
or
remember
something like
that.
that, where like you
Yeah,
go, there's different Spider-Mans. You go
yeah.
through like the normal one, then like the amazing one,
And
then the
the
2099, and then like the
like
old one.
the old
And the old
timeline.
one was the best. I
Yeah,
wonder if like they'll have anything like that, but it's pretty much like a Batman as Spider-Man. It felt like you're
yeah.
like literally hiding in the shadows, like
Hmm.
attacking people.
I remember.
Really fun video game, but that's just kind of what the vibe this movie gave me.
Mm,
Just a bunch of different Spider-Mans, and
yeah,
that was one of the best parts about Into the Spider-Verse was seeing like seeing a pig as a Spider-Man, seeing like a mech Spider-Man, like that
yeah.
girl in the mech, which is pretty much like Diva from
And then
Overwatch.
just like the Peter Parker
Yeah,
like version. Like
the fat one,
yeah,
the fat Peter Parker,
yeah.
which he was hilarious. Which I think
He's in it. Yeah.
he's which you've never seen New Girl, but he's Nick from New Girl.
Mm,
Someone out there will know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know what you're talking
That's the actor for him.
about. Mm.
Well then,
Um,
yeah, I guess into Guardians.
yeah. I feel like by the way, just a closing statement for that one. Yeah, I feel like across the like you were saying, I feel like Across the Spider Verse is like a surefire bet. If you had to bet your life on like a movie being good, I feel like that one's like it's like a sure thing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I don't
I
know
agree.
why,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well,
Now, the other like I said, the other trailer we saw was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I can kick it off.
Go for it. Yeah, just give me your I guess your thoughts.
I'm
How excited you are? What you think?
I'm not excited at all. I was talking to one of my
Oof.
coworkers the other day, and I just honestly, for some
Louis,
reason, yeah, Louis. I just expect this.
hey, shout out Louis Ando.
Shout out Louis
That's
Ando.
that's the man right there.
Yes, sir. I just have a feeling this movie's gonna be a flop. I really don't expect it to be good. And again, this is just where Marvel has got me right now. I don't have any faith in this movie being like that good. I think, like you said, I kind of agree. I feel like this is gonna be somehow just a send off to the Guardians, and that makes me even less excited to see it because I'm like the Guardians are like one of the only good people we have left.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, I do think that someone's gonna die in this movie. I think a
Hmm.
lot of people have speculated that it was Rocket, like
Hmm.
Rocket's gonna die because it seems like they're showing bits and pieces of his backstory in the
Yeah.
trailer. Again,
Why are they doing that?
why are they showing stuff in the trailer? Please stop. Um, yeah, it could be good. I really don't know. I'm not even excited. I was more excited for Mario than I was Guardians, and that says something because
That's
I'm
crazy.
literally a Marvel fanatic.
Yep.
But it's fallen off. It's just I don't. It doesn't look that good.
Mm.
Like you said, one of the people that they brought up was Captain Adam. Is that right?
Adam Warlock, you mean?
Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Um,
Captain Adam.
Adam Warlock, who they literally are just digging back, bringing him back from like the oldest Guardians 2 ending clip, which like we'll see how good he does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he's like in. That's my thing is with that is I don't really know what the plot is gonna be like, but I know Adam Warlock is like an overpowered character. Like
Yeah.
he is a very very powerful character. I'm pretty sure he's one of the ways the Avengers like defeat Thanos in the like original like Infinity Saga in the comics and stuff like that. So I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but he's gonna be like yeah extremely powerful. So that's something to think about.
Groot also looks weird. Groot looks so goofy to me.
Why do they have him like that? I just don't
He
get it.
just looks weird. Again, hashtag he was on my overrated character list. I'm not excited to see him. Like you said, it was almost funny in the first trailer, but it's not as funny now when that girl like throws the ball to
And
Drax,
Drax like knocks her back
knocks
out.
her down. It's like,
It was funny the first time, and now it's like
and now
already
it's
not
like,
funny
and
anymore.
now it's like that was probably their funniest joke in the whole movie, and
And
they
they-
showed it in the trailer.
Yeah.
To get you to come see it.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, uh, I mean, a while ago when they dropped like what movies were coming next, there was like four movies that you thought about, which was I'm trying to say them in order, but well, I mean there was Ant Man,
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange, Thor, and Guardians. Those were like the four those are the four movies I got marked on my calendar. I can't wait to see those.
Thor, too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Ant Man, and
And
then
Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah, those are the four. I said that.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, I
My
said
bad.
that. But every single one of them has kind of been a flop. Ant Man wasn't bad. Like
Ant-Man was the best
I
of them.
enjoyed watching Ant Man, but still, like what they did with Kang and stuff, which we'll talk about that too. But uh, like all of them have flopped. So like now we're getting to Guardians, and it's like, how can you have any hope? Not
I
to
don't-
mention Guardians were in Thor, and like, dude,
they like I just don't. I'm not that interested, and maybe hot take. Guardians 2 wasn't that great either. I'm
yeah,
not.
I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think many
I
people
don't
think
think
it
that-
was great.
some
I mean,
people liked
it was good though. I
There was-
thought it was a good watch.
better
Don't get
than
me wrong.
anything we've got recently,
By far.
for sure,
By far.
for sure. So if they lived up to that, but also that was so good because everything else was still good.
Yeah.
The
And they were
reason
still
it's not
building so
exciting
many
is because
storylines.
Guardians could be a great movie and it's still going to be brought down because all the other movies have been so bad.
Yeah.
So like the universe that it's in, we're not excited to see. That's why like DC needs to reset. Like
Yeah.
DC is building around a broken universe and
Yeah.
Marvel's cracking. Their universe is just not the same
Yeah.
anymore. Not
And
not
like
what
I said,
it was.
in my opinion, in my humble opinion, a lot of this to me started like so after Endgame, they go to this Disney Plus where they just I've always said they just oversaturate. They wanted to get all these different characters and stories and like farm views and stuff and then on top of that, I don't know if it's Disney necessarily, but it's just like they have this thing where they always want to be funny and stuff like that. And they need to bring back the seriousness and stuff. And again, what's crazy is Kang was supposed to be that next level like seriousness, and he literally got beat by Ant-Man in the last movie that we just watched.
Yeah.
And like it was still like so many like jokes, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you expected something like crazy to happen. So it's just oversaturated. They need to do a little bit more. And yeah, I think like you said, because of that, because of the universe and things that are going on like everywhere, it makes you like just like almost just like scared for what we're gonna see. And it is like you're scared because Star Lord was my number one most underrated character
Yeah.
in
And he's
of all
great.
time. He's amazing. He's an incredible character
Mhm.
with like the perfect balance of funny and drama and like amazing storylines and connections to like all kinds of different characters and things that have happened. And there's a chance they just send him away in the worst possible
I'll
way.
say
coming
I'll
up.
say this in defense because I obviously started the hate train on the Guardian 3. I liked the Christmas special. We both enjoyed that. That was
Yeah.
good, and that was like one of the only things recently in Marvel that I like thoroughly was like, oh, this was like funny. It was cute. It wasn't
Mhm.
like it wasn't the most serious, so it wasn't like it's not gonna live up to like
But that's because you went
previous
into
Marvel.
with the expectation of it. It's a Christmas special. We're gonna enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But when you go into a big cinema movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and you go in and it like just isn't anything, and it's like this. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I mean, they're hinting at people dying and stuff, so maybe it'd be something serious. But at the end of the day, like I just don't have much hope. It just sucks because usually going to those movies, you're like, I can't wait to see them build this group of characters. Build this group of characters up, and then at the end, kind of tie it into what's coming next. But now it's
Mhm.
like, okay, they're gonna do whatever with these characters, and then what? Like, what's going on in the universe?
We don't really know.
We have no idea. And these shows and stuff, like,
Which two things. One, I think it went wrong when Eternals came out, and not just how bad that movie was, but like That's when they extended too far to me. That was when I was like, okay, now you're doing too much. Now,
Started
how
to
are
get
you going to
confusing.
tie that into everything going on in the shows? Now I kind of don't like them because I like again we're overextended. But in the beginning, I was enjoying the shows.
True.
WandaVision,
Me too.
Loki, like Falcon Winter Soldier wasn't great, but it was still interesting. Like I was still enjoying the content there. It was good content. And then
And it's gonna tie into other things,
and
which was
like
good. You knew we kind of had and those moments when those first few shows came out, Loki, WandaVision, Captain Falcon,
Winter Soldier.
Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier. But yeah, when those shows came out, you had a like good feel for like where they were going with it, and like not exactly, but you could speculate. And that was like the fun part
And
about Marvel.
I was ecstatic for Eternals. Eternals was one of the movies I was most excited for because you had Rob Stark and Jon Snow in that movie.
Oh, true.
I'm like, oh my goodness, like this
Yeah.
movie's gonna be awesome. Wrong. I've literally have never fallen asleep to any other Marvel movie than Eternals. I don't even
He
remember the
literally
ending.
fell asleep during the
I
movie.
was so bored.
It was so bad though. I'm not gonna lie. And
Um,
dude, Kid Harrington is like they're like completely going away with that Black Knight
are you
stuff. Yeah,
serious?
they're just getting rid of it.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're
And what
choking.
happened with that? Because wasn't that supposed to go into like the wasn't he supposed to mix with like
Moon
Blade and
Knight,
stuff and Moon Knight and all that? So
probably.
good God,
They don't really don't know what they're doing.
it doesn't seem like it.
Last thing before we move on to the next topic, I
Yeah.
just thought about it. I am excited for Secret Invasion. That's one of the trailers we did see
Hmm.
recently because it looks serious. It
Yeah.
looks like it's
True.
gonna have a serious tone.
Yeah.
I love Nick Fury. I really don't think you can mess up Samuel L. Jackson, no matter who you are. Obviously Emilia Clarke's gonna be in it. That's Daenerys. Love her. I'm excited to see her in it. You got
Overrated.
yeah, that was on your list too.
That was number one.
Oh really? Oh gosh. But I'm excited to see her in it. I really think the plot of that show is gonna be really good. Seems like tense the whole show.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I've watched other reviews of it. Seems like a grounded level Marvel project rather than these big things they've been pumping out. So I think that'll be refreshing at least.
Hmm.
I don't know about the rest of like the MCU, but that could be good.
I'm thinking about like sorry, I'm shaking my head. I started thinking about like what was the show called? Miss Marvel. And then they're going to go into the Marvels with Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. I guess,
and Maria Rambeau.
dude. I mean, like
I haven't
honest to
even watched the
God,
trailer.
I honest to God don't know if I can even do
I
it.
didn't watch Miss Marvel, and
Me either.
Luiando is he watched 2 episodes and said it was horrible, and then he
Yeah.
watched the ending and still said it was horrible. And
I
like
don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to. It's crazy. This is we're the type of people we haven't missed any Marvel content ever, and I'm gonna have to go into that movie and like go into that genre, like looking up like plot lines for like shows and things that I just literally couldn't get myself to
hadn't
watch.
missed anything.
Like She-Hulk, like there is no. I tried to watch it. There is nothing about that show that I like. I don't care. I'm not ever gonna watch that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
no, not trying to support She-Hulk because I was not a fan, but She-Hulk is still seems like it was better than Miss Marvel. For Miss Marvel,
Mm.
seems like the humor missed the
What
whole show.
What else have we missed?
That's
Miss Marvel and She-Hulk are two shows that we did not like buy into or watch. Did we
There's
miss anything
something else we haven't seen, which I don't remember. It's like Werewolf by Night, which I've heard was good.
Oh, okay.
That's like a werewolf. I heard everyone said that was great. Like
Really?
they said like, oh Marvel like needs to stick with this idea, which
Mm.
that could be like, that's like werewolf and like vampire or something like that. So I think that could tie in with Blade,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say with Moon Knight.
which would be cool. Moon Knight was great. I think
Yeah, I
She-Hulk
love
and
Moon
Miss
Knight.
Marvel are the only things I haven't seen,
Okay.
and I probably will never watch Miss Marvel in a million years.
Well, that's good at least to like. No, we're not like too far behind. Like that's the worst feeling is like when you just feel like you don't know.
Well, you
what's
haven't
happening.
seen Captain Falcon Winter Soldier.
I know about. I know about it enough though, but I will.
Yeah.
I know. I will. I don't know why I never watched that one. Especially looking now, like at the crap that's coming out. I'm like, man,
yeah,
I'm lucky to have that to watch still.
it's again, we started watching it and then I turned it off because it is a bit slow.
Yeah.
But I think in the beginning it was really slow because you just watched WandaVision, which WandaVision was like, boom, boom, boom. It was entertaining the whole time, like
Yeah.
captivated you. Or Captain, no, it's Falcon Winter Soldier. Let me stop calling it that. It's just a little slower paced, a little more like basic action plot, which I think, again, a lot of Marvel's downfall also comes from Chadwick Boseman passing away because I think he was supposed to be in that show,
In
which
what show?
Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Oh man.
which would have been insane. But
Bro,
like,
I mean, just anything it would have been in would have been insane.
yeah, but they changed like the whole
Oh,
plot.
that's another movie we didn't really mention during all those.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Again, and hot take probably for some people, not a big fan. I don't have anything against it. I just didn't
It was
find
just
it that
it was
entertaining.
just it wasn't about Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which is fine. It was totally about like remembering Chadwick Boseman and
and they
like
did
the
a good
impact and
job.
the impact that he had, and they did do a good job with that. Um, but you know, I don't know. And honestly, I do like Shuri. I underrated her. She was
She was
good,
good.
and I liked how she like almost went Killmonger, or she did go like Killmonger mode
Yeah,
type deal. That was pretty lit.
a lot of people, including me and Luiando, think that she
Yeah,
should have
definitely.
gone to the dark side.
Yeah, I agree. And then and I did like Namor, the villain. I did like his story. So, but it was super long.
Hmm.
And again, it's just like they're so what they do a good job with that movie. You know, they do a decent job. But like, what's it really matter in like the overarching scheme of things? So, is there anything else though coming up like Phase 5, Phase 6 that you know about? I mean, you have it pulled up, so if you want to see, um, and also while he's looking that up, obviously uh, a pretty crazy turn of events going on right now, and I don't. There's obviously no like conclusion. You know, no one's been convicted, but Jonathan Mayer is the guy who plays Kang. You know, there's accusations of him getting like assault charges and things like that. And I just saw the past like day or two. I guess they talked about like who would replace him if possibilities of replacing him if like you know he was
Yeah,
convicted. And
I just
can you imagine after how bad things have been
if
if
they,
then because he was like the only part that I was like I love him as that actor
yeah,
even if they didn't write certain
you
things.
like him as that actor?
What do you mean? I liked him as that character. Whatever. I like that actor as that character. Like he was so good. If they had to like replace him with someone, dude,
It
talk about just a final L
Yeah,
of all
they
L's.
might as well chalk it at that point.
I
I
mean,
really
really.
hope that doesn't happen. From
Yeah.
what I saw online, I didn't look too much. It does seem like like his lawyer is saying
Well,
he's
just because.
completely innocent.
Well, of
But
course they're gonna say that,
yeah,
but
of
but
course
like I
they're
said,
gonna
I
say
saw
that.
something just now when I was looking up that like
They're
so
talking.
the directors and stuff are like talking about like who they'll get to replace him type deal. So it's definitely something to think about. And like I said, if that happened, that might kill it for me because I don't care. Like I said, in Ant Man, I wasn't a fan of everything with his character, but the actor and how he portrays him is sick, and it
Yeah,
honestly is what's keeping me hanging on. It's like to see
he did
Kang,
great in Loki too.
yeah, and he's supposed to be. He's obviously in Loki season 2. Imagine they just rewrite that. But go ahead. What are we looking at?
Okay, so Phase Five started with Ant Man and the Quantumania,
Yep,
which we already saw that. Again, I'm not gonna
mids.
go into detail. Gave it like a 7, like not bad, better than Doctor Strange and Thor,
Yeah.
but I have a lot of flaws still with that movie.
Yep.
Okay, let me lean it this
Yeah.
way. So we got Secret Invasion, which I just talked about that.
Super excited for.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yep.
Guardians 3 already dove into that. Doesn't look that good. Or it looks fine. I just expect it to end up flopping.
Yep.
Um, Echo. That's a Disney Plus show. Apparently, Echo is a character from Hawkeye. I don't really remember who she is. Oh gosh. Trust me, it only gets worse. Well, actually, it's about to get better. Loki season 2, summer of 2023. So coming relatively soon, if
Yeah.
depending how accurate
Well,
this
you remember
is.
at the end they dropped like at the end of Ant Man, they
Ant-Man.
like showed him like in the Loki show or whatever.
And that
So
looks great. I would love to see that. I love
The Loki show was amazing.
probably my number one. I don't know about you. I think I've thought about it. I'd
Yeah,
say number
yeah,
one
I
for
think
me.
number one, especially just like first watch through experience stuff. It was really good.
And then
WandaVision was close
Owen
second.
Wilson does a good job. His name's Mobius. Morbius.
Yes,
I love him.
Mobius. Yeah,
They're hilarious. Like Tom Hiddleston and
and,
Owen Wilson
almost
are
yeah,
great together.
that's a great combo. I agree.
Um, the Marvels. Not excited. I feel bad to like say that, but like
I don't. I could care less.
um, so that's set for. And again, I don't know how accurate this list is. July 28th, 2023. So that's all coming out this year.
Yeah,
Woo. November 3rd, 2023. I feel like this has to be pushed back. Is Blade.
I don't think it'd be pushed back, dude. They've been talking about it forever.
That would be awesome. I
Yeah,
would if that comes out this year, I will be ecstatic.
yeah.
That movie, I feel like
Movie or show?
movie. Movie.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, that's a movie.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I can't wait for
Even
that.
better.
As long as they don't Disneyfy it. I feel like they should go like a rated R route for that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that'll help out. This next one is gonna make me rant. Is Ironheart. I don't know if you know who that is.
That's the character from
Wakanda
Wakanda.
Forever, and
Dude.
I can't tell you that is my biggest issue with that whole movie.
Yeah.
Do not replace Iron Man or stop trying to like It's just a terrible thing. And again,
Just like I said. People talked about how good Wakanda Forever was, and like I said, the stuff for Chadwick Boseman, that stuff was incredible. But how are you gonna have a 13-year-old girl who can just do whatever and build whatever and is like has like in her garage like the
just a
ultra.
genius.
Yeah, dude, it was just so far fetched and like just
And the
made.
way she looks in the end, I don't care. I don't like her suit.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. I
it's
again,
so goofy. Like, dude, it was
I think they
not
just
good.
did too much. You
Uh,
shouldn't have introduced her in that movie. Not you shouldn't introduce her for a long time, to be
I don't know.
honest.
It just wasn't
And
good.
honestly, I really think they should have done his daughter. I feel like it felt like his daughter should have been the next Iron Man,
Mm.
if anything. But really, the next Iron Man, Spider Man. So
Yeah,
just stop.
it's not Iron Man. It's Iron
Um,
Heart. And what is
Ironheart,
that?
and yeah, not a fan.
God.
Which thinking about like characters, they just have this theme of just making everyone be able to be super smart and do whatever they want.
And also be so funny. Like, dude, the jokes that they were saying in all of these movies is just horrible.
Like even Ant Man, one of people's biggest issues is the fact that Ant Man's daughter is able just to craft like
Yeah,
a quantum tool that lets them go to the quantum realm, and I'm like,
yeah.
dude, what? Like, you know
Hmm.
how hard that is? When
Yeah,
like compared to when like Tony invented time travel, and it was like, oh my god, like they
yeah,
made it realistic. Like not even realistic, but like that's not something that should just be so casual.
yeah.
Um, next one, oh god, Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Dude, that could be better than a lot of those, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, who
She was good
knows?
in WandaVision, but
Yeah,
why
she
does
was
she get her
fun.
own show?
Why
I
are they
have
doing
no
a whole?
idea.
I
And
just
why
don't.
does she need her own show? Just to put other stuff out there, like there isn't so much out there that is so garbage.
I just
I'm
don't get
sorry.
like if what is the point of that? Maybe like focus on connecting stuff instead of just building different characters over
For
and
no
over and
reason
over.
that you're not even gonna use.
Next one, spring of 2024, Daredevil Born Again. That should be good. I hope so. I hope they keep it like rated R. Again, similar theme with Blade. It's just not going to be as good if it's PG-13. I
Yeah,
haven't seen the original Daredevil show, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's really good. It
yeah.
is something I want to watch, but it's not going to be good if they make it Disney. I did not like his entrance in She-Hulk. I've watched it. It's not good. It's not good at all.
His entrance.
Well, he comes in She-Hulk.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
they're like a thing. It's like weird. I don't know. He's not. He's yeah.
But in
Anyway,
Spider-Man, he was good.
yeah, I loved him in Spider-Man, and he's not bad in She-Hulk. Which again, She-Hulk. The longer I've let it sit, I don't hate She-Hulk. It's just it was such a step down.
Hmm.
Um, May 3rd, 2024, Captain America: The New World Order.
That's gonna be lit.
That's gonna be great. I love Falcon.
Yeah, that's
Again, you
gonna be
haven't seen
lit.
the show, but you get the idea of it. He
Yeah,
picks up that mantle and he does such a good job of it. And I
yeah.
think they like developed his character really well in that show.
I think so too.
His new suit that you see at like the end of the show is great.
Yeah.
I really think that movie is gonna be just the way it. Even the title has me interested. I'm like, I don't know what that's gonna be about, but
Could probably connect to Secret Invasion
maybe,
type
yeah,
deal.
it could because it seems like Secret Invasion is gonna be like a Hydra type thing,
Yeah,
almost where they're gonna wipe the whole government,
Mm,
almost.
but not Hydra.
Not Hydra,
It's
'cause
gonna be the
the
scrolls.
scrolls, yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not excited for this next one, even though it's supposed to be like a big thing.
Mm.
July 2024, Thunderbolts. It's like a team. It's like a team with
that's all the that's like John Walker,
yep.
Scarlet, or the Black Widow's sister, whatever
Yeah,
her name is.
I
She
can't
shows up in every show, and again, it's just like, oh, what a cameo. Who cares?
yeah, and then just so much random stuff, which like they should have had Red Hulk in it. Like I'm pretty sure Red
I
Hulk
think
is
they
in the
talk about he's
comics.
gonna be in it.
I don't know, but I don't know too much about that movie. I just know that I'm not as excited as other people may be.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know how much if this is the whole list. That was the end of Phase 5. Phase 6, all of these potentially could be great depending on how they set it all up. So we got Fantastic Four, which
is John Krasinski gonna be? I hope so.
I've heard they're not. They're like that was just a cameo thing. But
That
if he's in it,
sucks.
I would love that.
Me
I
too.
love John Krasinski, and
Me too.
he did great in that movie.
I know.
Like I loved him
Dude,
as
he
it.
just looks like Mr. Fantastic. I
Oh
mean,
my goodness, dude! I hope they do that.
yeah.
I don't care about who they do for the rest. Uh, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
It's right after Fantastic Four.
That's what it says on
That's
here.
so lit.
But there's no way this is right because Fantastic Four is November 8th, 2024. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, May 2nd, 2025. I think when he announced it, Kevin Feige or whatever, when he announced it at Comic-Con,
Mhm.
there was a lot of like question marks.
Well, yeah,
He didn't reveal
it
everything.
always changes, dude. So
And then Avengers Secret Wars
yeah,
is the last thing,
yeah,
November 7th, 2025, which everyone, I personally, and I've had this debate before, I don't think that it's going to even come close to comparing to Infinity War. Um,
no way, not a
but
chance. Not after, and especially not after seeing Council of Kangs.
yeah,
I don't know how you guys feel, but the Council of Kangs, like, it was cool to see it, like, and like it was cool that they were building that whole ordeal and stuff, and like building the Council of Kings up and showing that, but at the same time, like all these guys just like rabbling in the stands like rah 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 rah, and it's like the strongest, most powerful, brilliant people in the universe that are like all these like god tier characters, and all
and they're
just
just,
like
yeah,
yelling in the stands, like it was just goofy to me, but I don't
they
know.
just
What do I know?
didn't. I think, and I've had this conversation a lot. I don't think they did a good job making Kang feel like a threat in Ant Man. Like
Yeah.
you're never like, oh goodness, like this guy's like
Well, you
for
do
serious.
until the end,
Like in
sort
the
of.
beginning when he's talking to like Scott and he's threatening to like kill his daughter and stuff, like
Yeah.
yeah, you feel it.
And when like the mom, like she touches the ship and like gets all his memories and like sees it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
That
that
like you're
looks
like,
good.
whoa, like and she realizes like things that he's done and the places that he's conquered, like you start to feel like, oh, like you get that vibe. So, but
One, and again we'll move on, but like one of my biggest things in that movie wrong with Kang is he should have killed more people.
yeah.
He should have been like when he's doing this blast thing, it's like they're character saving. They're keeping people alive. Like he only person he kills that we even knew in the thing was like the bubblehead
I
guy.
know.
And like even the girl who was leading the rebellion, she was right next to him.
Yeah.
And like somehow he misses her.
Yeah.
And then like and then he's like makes a bubble to save himself from the ants, which I'm not against like Hank being the one to beat him because I think Hank's like he's and his intelligence rivals a lot of the people.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But what really beats him, and it's so stupid, is that Modoc running into the bubble after
Mm.
Cassie like convinces him that to not be a bad guy. I'm not gonna say what she says,
Yeah.
but it's just the stupidest lines and
Yeah.
dialogue. I was not a fan of that. And then me and Louis Ando disagreed on this, but like Modoc when he's like dying, they're like, "You're gonna." He's like, "I'm gonna die an Avenger," and like for some reason to me that is so like disrespectful. I'm
Mm.
like you're, and again it's supposed to be a joke because obviously it's not, but like, you know,
I mean, at the end of the day, if a bad guy turns good even in their last moments, and like if you think about it, like if Kang is what we think he is, and Modok like helped defeat him in that moment and save everyone, like if they call him an Avenger right there, then so be it. But it
yeah,
doesn't bother me that much, like
yeah,
by any means. And like you said, it was kind of it's a joke anyways. They're like, oh yeah, you're an Avenger. Not
yeah,
really. Like they didn't even care he was dying in that moment. So
yeah. Maybe I'm just hating, but for some reason that bothered me.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Especially because you think about like you're an Avenger now,
Of
and I'm just
course,
like, I don't know why, just
I get it.
bothered me, but really it's not that big of a deal.
It's your other insecurities about Marvel like showing through.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Don't even
how
talk.
dare
Don't
you?
even talk about
Don't even
Avengers
bring
right
up the
now.
Avengers. Um, yeah, well, that was Phase 5 and Phase 6.
Yeah.
What other topics do we got?
I mean, I don't know how much time we spent. I mean, we maybe just can move on. I mean,
Well,
I guess the last thing we could talk about would just be you said Stranger Things season 5,
oh
like the
yeah,
plot of that.
we don't have to go into great detail,
Yeah.
but
What'd you say? You said you saw some plot stuff. I don't know how many of you guys watching like are fans of Stranger Things, but obviously we're pretty big fans.
yeah,
It's been really good. The last season was really good, and I feel like it's gonna pop off
um,
here. Is this
this
season
is
5
the
supposed to be the last season?
it's the last season, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for it.
You saw some
Um,
plot stuff with it, right?
yeah, the main thing I saw for the plot is it's gonna revolve around like Will, which makes sense because they really didn't touch on Will too much in season 4.
Okay.
But Will is obviously the one who went to the Upside Down in the first place, so it
Yeah.
seems like
He has some
it's
sort of connection with it.
yeah, it's probably gonna be him and Vecna having like some sort of connection.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'm excited. I think my only like discussion points on this is one, I don't think they should bring back Eddie. I know everyone likes Eddie and everyone loved Eddie.
He died, right?
He died, but some
Bro,
people think that
don't bring him back.
I don't want them to do that. I feel like you're just taking away and you're just listening too much to the fans, and I think his death meant more if you just let it stay like
Bro, that's what makes great shows. Like Ant
yeah,
Man probably should have died in Ant Man.
yeah, or something, some sort of
Or they should have got trapped in the quantum realm, you know what I mean? They shouldn't have
something
just
negative.
jumped out at the end of that. So same type of thing.
But yeah, I'm excited for season 5. We can maybe go more into detail when it gets closer. I think
Yeah.
they're filming it now. It should come out late next year.
Yep.
Really excited. It's gonna be the last season, so I feel like I'll probably end up crying. I love Stranger Things, so if people end up like dying, like Hopper or people like I really care about, I'm gonna end up getting sad.
Yeah.
So
I'll never forget in this last season when.
Max,
Yeah, no, I know that, but like, but you had already seen that stuff. So how was
yeah.
that? Was I like playing catch up?
So me and my ex, we watched the first part of it because they released it in 2 parts.
Mm.
So we watched the first parts of it, and then the second part hadn't come out yet. So I rewatched the first part with you,
Mm.
and then we watched the second part together for the first time. So yeah,
Wait. The second part though isn't like they
like
released like.
the two final episodes released separate from
Okay.
the
Okay.
other ones.
Yeah.
So that's when we had
And
these red
but they
lights.
released that second part all at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah,
just binged it.
yeah.
It was like 3 hours long worth of 2 episodes.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that. But yeah, I was gonna say then I remember when we were watching. I don't know how many people watch Stranger Things, but when was that like the finale of the first part
hmm
when like Max is stuck in the upside down and she's trying to get out. And obviously, when they play "Only Could I Make a Deal with God," but that whole deal. But yeah,
yeah.
she somehow like gets out. But like I remember how that made me feel. She's like trying to escape and run from Vecna, and like she's like being raised in real life, like her body's being raised, and these people usually like when he gets a hold of them in the upside down, like their body like they die in real life, and it's
Oh
like
my
the
goodness.
most intense thing ever. And I really thought she was dead, and I loved that character. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like a special moment. That one made me feel something. I was
Yeah.
like, you remember my reaction was
Yeah.
insane, dude. I was literally like on my feet, like yo, like get out of there, and
And
like I
like
didn't think she had made it.
the crazy part, and again, watching your reaction was probably better than watching it for the first time myself. It like cuts to black for a second,
Yeah,
so you're like, oh my goodness, and then it cuts and she falls and she's okay, and you're like,
yeah,
oh my, like, dude,
yeah. They do a really good job with that.
yeah, probably the best episode of that whole season. But
Definitely.
season 4 was great. It was like a horror movie
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing.
it really
Like the
was.
way they're doing those deaths, like doing their deaths, is like so
Yeah,
gruesome.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we can go into
Going Flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go into Flashpoint. This is something that we've done every single episode. We've always talked about punishments. We haven't done any yet. It's kind of been a back and forth thing. I kind of lost the last one, but Connor's questions kind of sucked. So,
I
but
didn't
not,
really.
not even really. But we're gonna commit to a punishment this time. So we decided, because we're definitely not dancers by any means or anything like that. We decided loser is gonna have to do some like embarrassing TikTok dance. We're gonna film it and put it on the internet
So
for you guys. So
either the winner will decide, or if we get like comments, we'll go with the top comment.
true. So yeah, we're gonna do some sort of like TikTok dance. Be super embarrassing. So definitely want to win this one. So lucky for me, I picked incredibly hard questions for you.
Dude, I was so worried that he was gonna do something hard. He was so salty after last
No,
time.
I'm honestly, it's I don't
Okay.
know. We'll see. It honestly, it shouldn't be hard if you pay
Well,
attention to anything. But again, we all know sometimes you don't pay much attention. So we'll see if you remember some stuff. But
okay.
who went? I can't remember again.
You went first last time.
I read first.
Yeah, because I read first the first time.
Okay, so Connor's gonna read first. Basically, how it works for those of you guys who don't know. 10 questions each. We're each going to obviously get a turn reading the questions off to the other person. You get 90 seconds to answer the 10 questions. Whoever gets the most right on their turn wins. Loser does a punishment. Loser's going to do some weird TikTok dance, and it's going to be embarrassing.
And one thing to clarify is you get one guess.
And you get one guess per thing. So if you throw out a guess, you're trying to be quick and you're wrong, you think it's obvious and you're wrong, that you get
That's
that
it.
question wrong. That's
Yeah.
it.
And
Bang.
if we
Headshot.
get through
Dead.
all of them, so you can pass. And if we get through all of them, I'll come back to the ones that you didn't get to yet.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to tell everyone my theme just because I had a theme for it now that we're on the podcast. So
Okay.
my theme is DC.
Bro, you are a trash can, bro. It's okay. My theme's Harry Potter, so you're going to be.
Oh, I'm going to, even though we just watched it.
Yeah,
I
we
can
really just watched
guarantee-
through all of them. This guy can't remember anything.
Oh, gosh. Cedric Diggory.
Gregory.
Oh, God. Okay. We got 90 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
I'm born ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Who plays Batman in the most recent Batman movie?
Ben Affleck. No, Robert.
Oh, that's a joke.
Yo!
Okay. Who is the villain in that movie? In the most recent Batman movie?
It is
With Robert Pattinson.
the Riddler.
Yes. Nice. What is the name of the actor who played Superman in Man of Steel?
Henry Cavill.
Nice. Who plays the Joker in the movie The Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Nice. Name 4 villains from the Dark Knight trilogy.
Bane, Joker, Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul.
Nice. Who plays Bane?
Tom Hardy.
Nice. Who is the name of the villain from Man of Steel? You're not getting this one.
Pass. Yes, I will. Watch me.
What is the Flash's real name?
Dude, I hate the Flash. It's a character. It's Barry White.
Nope, Barry Allen. the actor for Khal Drogo plays what character in DC?
Aquaman.
Nice. Who plays Deadshot?
Ah.
It's easy when you realize.
Well, I know the character. Oh, Deadshot? Will Smith.
Yes, nice.
Oh, which ones did I miss?
What's the Flash? Or no?
No.
What's the?
It's the Superman's villain.
Yeah, who's Superman's villain?
Is that the only one I missed?
Yeah. The only one you passed on.
It's. I could have done so much better, bro. I had the opportunity to do so much greater.
General Zod.
I know.
Dude, you said Ben Affleck so fast.
I literally said it right after explaining the fact that you don't want to go too fast. And
oh my goodness.
It makes sense that I would do something that's stupid.
Okay, so you missed that one. Got Play of Steel. Joaquin Phoenix. I'm actually surprised you got that. Who plays Bane?
We just talked about it, low-key, that's why. Obviously, I remember you saying it. Shout out Joaquin Phoenix for his role in Gladiator, too. Underrated movie we haven't talked about, but his, plays the villain in that movie, and he does a great job. You talk about someone you hate, Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. He does a better job in that than in The Joker, and he does a great job in The Joker.
Didn't get that, and then...
Sorry, guys, Connor can't. His counting is a problem.
So I think you got 3 wrong, so you got 7 right. Okay.
I'll take that.
I hope that's right.
You're probably going to beat me.
Okay, so I got to get...
So I got 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Not bad. Can't believe I said Ben Affleck before I said Robert
Pattinson. You should have got 8.
Yeah. I should have got more than that. And I said Barry White.
Who's
Barry White? Isn't that like some...
Are you trying to think of Betty White?
Isn't Barry White some reggae singer? Or it's like some love singer? I don't know. I can't believe I didn't know say Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
Bro, I'm trash with DC.
If I said who plays or what's the real name of Green Arrow, would you have gotten that?
Oh, no. And when you said Deadshot, I was thinking of
Deathstroke.
Yeah, Deathstroke.
I knew you. I was like, he's not gonna remember who Deadshot is. If you did, you'd be like, oh, Will Smith.
I knew right away. I don't know why, but I was thinking Deathstroke, and I was thinking, dude, Crixus from Spartacus. But what's his? Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that to you.
Let me see.
Let's see how hard these questions are.
Okay, so I don't. It's not only Harry Potter.
Okay.
But it's just a majority. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe some of these questions are gonna be really hard for you.
They probably will be.
Yeah, I honestly probably went a little bit too hard, but it's okay. You deserve it. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. How many losses does Izzy have in the UFC?
Pass.
Harry Potter names his son what at the end of the Deathly Hallows?
Oh my God, it's Albus Severus Potter.
Nice. Name Voldemort's snake.
Pass.
Name the 3 Deathly Hallows.
The Elder Wand. Oh my God. The Cloak of Invisibility.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He uses it in the last movie.
Oh my God.
It's a circle.
Pass.
Name Harry's parents.
James, Lily.
Nice. Name the 4 houses in Hogwarts.
Slytherin, Gryffindor. I hate you. Pass.
Who is number 83 for the Bengals?
Oh my God, these are so random. Tyler Wood.
Yep, nice. What's the name of the character Obi-Wan and Anakin duel at the
Darth
end
Maul.
of Clone? No.
Oh, fudge.
Harry Potter is what position in Quidditch?
The Snatcher.
Close, dude. Name the flying ball he chases.
Golden Snatch.
Yo, dude.
Dude, you picked such hard ones.
Dude, it's not that hard. You did good, honestly, but you just
Dude.
couldn't finish, bro.
Oh my goodness. What is
Bro,
I guess
I
go through
definitely
them.
beat you,
Yeah, no
bro.
duh.
How many losses does Izzy have in the UFC?
Let me think.
Oh, I was gonna count them when you said them, but
Okay,
who's he
well,
lost to? One you should know for
two,
sure.
two. He's lost in that heavyweight fight that he did, and
Nice,
then
good
he
job.
lost against
Yeah, he
Pereira.
lost to Jan Blachowicz when he
Should have
went up
just
to light
taken a
heavyweight.
guess.
Yeah, was yeah. You got Alba Severus Potter. That was good. Voldemort Snake starts with an N.
Oh, it's no way I'm getting that. Yeah, go ahead and tell me.
Nagini.
Nikini. I never would have got
Yeah,
that.
that one I figured you wouldn't. You had the Deathly Hollows, bro. You literally had it. The cloak, the wand, and
Is it
what?
a ring?
It's the stone, the resurrection
The
stone.
resurrection stone. I was choking on
You
that.
had it though. James and Lily Potter, good job getting that. Four houses in Hogwarts.
Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah,
Slytherin, Gryffindor,
yeah,
Hufflepuff.
yep.
Oh,
He talks to the.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, nice.
Dang.
Dang, you had it, dude. Uh,
Wouldn't have got it
bro,
fast
why'd
enough
you
though.
go so fast on this? What's the name of the character Obi Wan and
It's
Anakin?
General Grievous, right?
No.
Oh wait.
What's the name of the character Obi Wan and Anakin duel at the end of the Clone Wars and at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith?
Oh, is it Count Dooku?
Yeah.
Well, I was going fast because I took
Yeah.
so long to
Dude,
think about these other ones.
you were so close here. Harry Potter is what position in Quidditch? You said Snatcher. He's the Seeker.
Seeker, and then
And
I just
and the
joked
ball
around
he
with the
chases,
last
you
one.
said the Golden Snatch.
It's
That was incredibly close. You literally have to change like one letter in that in the middle. It's not the
Golden
Snatch.
Snitch.
Yeah, it's the Golden Snitch.
Oh my gosh. Wow, yeah, I definitely lost on that one.
You did good, honestly. They were definitely harder. The snake one, honestly, the only hard one was the snake one. The snake
I,
one you weren't gonna get
it was
probably,
just
but
some of them took me too long to think about.
I
It
know.
was just like a time thing. I was
Yeah.
just like when I had to think about those four houses, I'm like, oh my
Then
goodness.
I threw you over to Tyler Boyd, and then
I
a
know.
Star Wars question out of
I know
nowhere.
your questions were all over.
It was mostly Harry Potter though.
Mostly Harry Potter. Well, I guess he'll pick the TikTok dance I gotta do on
Yikes.
Instagram.
L
Fake.
L.
Can't wait till I come up with the hardest questions and you have to eat something disgusting
I
next
know I'm gonna
next
get
episode.
screwed. It's gonna literally just be back and forth. You're gonna ask me the
We're just
hardest
gonna- we're
questions,
just gonna
and then I'm
come up
gonna
with-
get mad, and I'm gonna ask you the hardest questions, and then you're just gonna keep going back and forth.
No, we need like a level of difficulty or something.
I mean, that was pretty basic. You had every opportunity there.
Yeah. Well,
So, is that it?
that's it.
I think that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, pretty good. Talked about our hatred for Phase 5 and 6 of Marvel pretty much.
Just that we want better. We expect better, and we want it, but we haven't gotten it.
All right,
Yeah.
well, that's the end of the podcast. I'm C. That's P. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
See you guys next time.